Today is a Texas winter day. It's about 40 degrees. It's cloudy. It's gonna rain later. We got a deer in the back. Check her out. Something that I do need to take care of before it starts raining this afternoon is covering this garden bed with some freeze cloth. I also need to bring in the rosemary. I'm going to bring in the mint. I do feel like because this one is starting to produce some brown spotting, this feels like frost damage to me. So I'm going to cover this bed, give these tender little broccolis a fighting chance, help protect these two lone beets a little bit. The rest of the beds, I'm just going to say you're on your own. I feel like it's going to be okay. I think the lowest it's going to get the rest of this week is like 28, which, I mean, we've had our fair share of collard greens, so I'm not really concerned about these getting taken out by the weather. I know the broccoli is going to, or not the broccoli, the Brussels sprout is going to be just fine. I'm going to cover this bed and then that front bed with all the young cabbage and carrots and whatnot. I wonder, well, I can't take this out because the pea is growing through it. I didn't think about that one. So maybe we'll just cover it to here. Oh, good morning. This one, obviously the light isn't going to get through it. It doesn't need to look perfect. It just needs to be secure. Oh, is this cloth too thick for these clips? I think the cloth is too thick for these clips. Or is it just me? Do these even fit around? Let's see. Yeah, these clips are not it. They barely even go around the poles, so there's no way that they're gonna go over with these frost cloths on. So I'm probably just gonna go get some clothespins. So I don't have as many chip clips or clothespins as I would like for this to make sure that it's really secure, but I will just reinforce it with more bricks to make sure that it's not going anywhere. Oops, sorry. I know y'all can't really see what I'm doing right now, but it's pretty much the same thing that happened on the other side. Chip clips, man. Oops, sorry. So, I mean, it's not pretty, but it's functional. Let's get working on that first bed, protect our carrots and our cabbage, and then that's it for outdoor time today. It is so cold. That's it for today outside. I am going to bring the fig trees in. I'll bring in the basil plant, although it's pretty much a goner at this point. I'm going to harvest the seeds, add those to my seed bank, and in the spring, I'm going to plant some new varieties to work with. But anyways, that's it. That's it for now. I'm going to go get warm. Okay, it's been a few days since we set up the frost cloth. since the freeze rolled through. Everybody's looking pretty good, except for the peas. The peas did not, I don't know if it was the frost. Some of this looks like it could almost be sunburn, but they really don't get, maybe it's possible that the amount of sun that they are getting is too intense. But the collards are still thriving. Brussels sprout, yeah, she looks good. The beets, looking great, looking great. They do look like they're getting even more pest damage. Bless you. I don't know if it's the snails, if there's still some caterpillars roaming around, but something's been going after these dudes. This one is probably the worst of it. The sunflower's head is hanging lower than usual. It's now almost over the little walkway right there. It did just finish raining not too long ago, but I don't think that we're gonna get any seeds out of the head for this one. Maybe it looks like some maybe formed, so maybe before next week, whenever it's supposed to snow, we'll chop her off and see if there's any viable seeds in there. I did end up thinning out the green onion quite a bit. It was getting out of control. Some of these stalks are still super, super long. The ones that I did harvest, I ended up just chopping them up and dehydrating them, and the whole house smelled fantastic. They're delicious. They taste like little Funyuns. So I think what I may do with some of these really, really long ones is cut them into, I don't know, like 1 inch, 2-inch sections and see if I can make like at-home Funyuns. But now for the moment, I'm sure everybody's been waiting for is to see how the plants did in the frost-covered beds. So let's take a look. I'll be honest and say that it has been quite a few days since I put the frost covers on. It's just been so cold. It's been raining a lot. We're getting snow next week. But they all look like they've been doing pretty well. I was actually worried that they may end up getting too hot, and then at night at some points possibly too cold, because I haven't been remembering to put the green cover on. But this is the first bed and it's looking really great. Now over here in this one we had pretty tiny plants. We still have a cabbage there, a few of the carrots sprouting, the Egyptian walking onion, possibly a weed or an onion. I don't really see the other cabbage. This is the only one I can really see from where I see him. There's one, and oh, there we go. There's the other. I feel like it may have been unnecessary to put the frost cover on this one, or on either of them, to be honest. But I wanted to give it a try. And with the snow coming next week, I wanted to be prepared. The beets will be fine. People in Russia grow beets. I've seen them completely covered in like 2 feet of snow, and they are still able to harvest beets after they're able to like get to them. But now I know that if and when it does actually snow, at least these 2 beds will be covered. The collard greens, I'll be honest, we're a little burnt out on the collards right now. So I wouldn't be upset if the snow took them out. I'm very anxious about the snow coming, but I think what we may end up doing until then, getting out into the woods and foraging for some native plants, whether they're edible, medicinal, or used for crafting. I mean, this land is so bountiful. Just where I'm walking right now, we have some chickweed right here. We have juniper right there. We have a yaupon over there. We have nutsedge. right here and a good patch of it over there. And then behind me, we have some little blue stem prairie grass. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but that makes some really good material to like weave baskets and rope and whatnot. So I feel like before the snow hits and it's miserable to be outside, might as well go frolic through the woods and collect some goodies. Anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will catch y'all next time.